Hello everyone, welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Now channel. Will corners Dylan and learns Ivy's shocking secret. Love was in the air at Forrester Creations, but just a few blocks away, secrets were unraveling behind a dumpster at Il Giardino. In a single sweeping episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, romance soared, loyalties were questioned, and a hidden truth finally burst into the open. Carter Walton proved he's all in with Daphne Rose, delivering not one but two unforgettable surprises. Meanwhile, Will Spencer stumbled onto something far less joyful, a desperate Dylan, a suspicious Ivy, and a lie that refuses to stay buried. By the final moments, one name hung heavy in the air. Ivy Forrester. And nothing is going to be the same once Will processes what he just learned. Ivy pushes Dylan out of the conversation, and possibly out of town. At Forrester Creations, Electra Forrester proudly tells Will that Ivy has always been her role model, the steady, protective presence in her life. Ivy always has her back. Will agrees that Ivy stepped up when Dylan needed help, but something doesn't sit right with him. He can't shake the fact that Dylan hasn't reached out at all since leaving town. It doesn't feel like her. Right on cue, Ivy appears, calm, composed, and very ready to shut that topic down. It's for the best if we put Dylan out of our minds, she declares. The tone is firm. Final. Electra and Will exchange confused looks. That's harsh. Ivy explains that Dylan is off building her new life. It was time for her to leave Los Angeles. But as she speaks, she flashes back to the moment she ordered Dylan out of town, a not-so-subtle reminder that Dylan's choice may not have been much of a choice at all. Ivy pivots quickly, complimenting Will and Electra as the perfect couple. No one should ever try to come between them. The emphasis feels pointed. Electra sweetly hopes Dylan finds love someday, but Ivy discourages further discussion. They likely won't hear from her again. Which, according to Ivy, suits everyone. Will, unsettled, heads to Il Giardino to grab lunch, unaware he's about to blow this entire secret wide open. Carter's first surprise, a wedding gown fit for a princess. Back at Forrester, the tone is dramatically different. Carter Walton and Ridge Forrester are sharing laughs in the main office when Daphne Rose sweeps in with exciting news. Steffi Forrester Finnegan has agreed to be her maid of honor. Ridge teases Daphne about spending the rest of her life with Carter. Carter smirks and calls the jab rude, but the affection is obvious. The banter is light, the kind of easy camaraderie that comes when everything feels aligned. After Ridge exits with a slice of pizza, Carter's focus returns fully to Daphne. He can't wait to make her his wife. They talk about their future, building a family, finding a new place to live, creating something lasting. Then Ridge reappears with a cryptic announcement. Carter's surprise is ready. Moments later, Daphne is presented with a stunning wedding gown. It's elegant. Timeless. Romantic. Carter urges her to try it on. When she emerges wearing it, the room shifts. Carter is completely awestruck. The joking stops. The world narrows to just the two of them. Daphne glows. She tells him she feels like a princess, and she can't wait to be his wife. Carter's eyes soften. Let's get married, he says impulsively. Right here, right now. That's surprise number one. And clearly, Carter isn't done yet. Deke shows compassion, and changes everything. Behind Il Giardino, the mood is far less magical. Dylan is caught red-handed, eating leftover pizza straight from a discarded box. She apologizes profusely when Deke Sharp discovers her. Instead of anger, Deke shows empathy. His dad owns the restaurant. He knows what it's like to be down on your luck. How can I help you? The question cracks something open in Dylan. She's embarrassed but hungry, physically and emotionally. Deke invites her inside for a proper meal. Inside Il Giardino, Dylan devours spaghetti while thanking Deke for his kindness. Between bites, she explains that she was getting back on her feet, and then everything fell apart again. There's shame in her voice. And fear. Deke doesn't press for details. Instead, he offers her a job bussing tables. Dylan agrees, but with one condition. She can't be out front. She doesn't want anyone to see her. She'll wash dishes instead. As long as he doesn't tell anyone she's there. Deke hands her an apron and gently offers to listen if she ever needs to talk. It's a small act of compassion. But it sets up a collision no one can avoid. Carter's second surprise, let's do this now. Back at Forrester, Carter isn't finished sweeping Daphne off her feet. The gown was only part one. He doubles down on his spontaneous declaration. Why wait? Why plan endlessly when they already know they want forever? Daphne laughs through happy tears, clearly overwhelmed by his devotion. Carter isn't just proposing a ceremony. He's proposing certainty. A life. A family. Now. It's romantic, impulsive, and slightly reckless, which in soap terms means it's either the beginning of bliss, or the calm before serious complications. We'll see something he was never meant to see. At Il Giardino, Will Spencer chats casually with Deke about Forrester business. Then he sees her. Dylan. Behind the bar. Gathering dishes. Time freezes. This isn't possible. She was supposed to be out of town. Starting a new life. Will's confusion turns to concern as he watches her slip toward the alley. He follows. The dumpster confrontation. Behind the restaurant, near the dumpster, Will corners Dylan. What's going on? He asks gently. Did her teaching job fall through? Deke hovers protectively nearby, but Will asks for a moment alone. Dylan tries to keep it together. She claims she's just working there temporarily before her new job begins. Will isn't buying it. He knows her too well. They've been worried about her. Her composure cracks. I had to leave, she blurts. I didn't have a choice. Will immediately senses something bigger. You can tell me. Dylan flashes back to Ivy's stern warning, not a word. Her breathing quickens. We can't be friends, she says shakily. She said it wasn't appropriate. Will's eyes darken. Who did this to you? There's a beat. A pause heavy with fear. Then Dylan blurts the truth. It was Ivy. The fallout that's coming. In that one confession, the entire narrative shifts. Ivy, Electra's trusted role model. The woman who insisted Dylan leaving was for the best. She wasn't protecting anyone. She was controlling the situation. Now Will knows. And he's not the kind of man who lets something like this slide. Back at Forrester, Electra remains worried about Dylan. Ivy reassures her, almost too smoothly, that Dylan isn't part of their lives anymore. They won't hear from her again. Except, they will. Because Will is about to demand answers. What happens next? Carter and Daphne are floating in romantic bliss, planning a wedding and a family at lightning speed. But across town, a confrontation is brewing that could fracture relationships and expose manipulation no one saw coming. Will now holds a truth that could destroy Ivy's credibility. Put Electra in the middle. Reignite tensions at Forrester. And force Dylan's story into the light. One thing is certain. Ivy didn't expect Dylan to talk. And she definitely didn't expect Will to find her behind a dumpster. On the bold and the beautiful, secrets don't stay buried, even when someone tries to throw them out with the trash.